Welcome to another episode of Dating App Disaster Stories podcast talk show, where we discuss all the fun and crazy dating stories that you love, brought to you by We Rate Docstream. Okay, let's dive right into a story from the wild world of modern dating. This one is, well, it's a case study that has some critical, must-know lessons for anyone out there looking for a connection online. So, picture this. You're swiping, you match with someone, and their profile kicks off with just those three words. I notice details. Kind of intriguing, right? Maybe a little intense, but it is the perfect opening line for the story of a date with a guy who actually called himself the Curator of Souls. His profile was super mysterious, filled with all these artsy, blurry photos. It really promised a connection that went way deeper than just the superficial stuff, which, let's be honest, is incredibly appealing when you are so tired of endless swiping. And bam, right away, we hit our first major red flag. This is a textbook example of love bombing. It's this overwhelming waterfall of affection and compliments, and it's all designed to make you feel completely and uniquely understood, like immediately. And while it can feel amazing in the moment, it is often a huge warning sign of some really manipulative behavior down the line. So he frames this date invitation as this exclusive, super romantic opportunity. But let's just be 100% clear here. Suggesting a private, secluded spot for a first meeting with a stranger is a massive, flashing neon red flag. Public places are the golden rule for a reason, people. All right, on to Section 2, the private installation. And yeah, that subtitle says it all, where art becomes alarming. The location itself is just screaming danger, right? But here's the crucial decision she made, and it was so smart. She insisted on taking her own transportation. By driving herself, she kept the single most important piece of control in a situation like this, a guaranteed way out, no questions asked. And this is where the whole vibe just twists from, quirky artist to genuinely alarming. It's not just a weird collection. Those shoes, labeled with names and dates from his so-called past connections, they completely transform the space into this deeply menacing gallery of his past relationships. So creepy. So while he's sketching her with this really unnerving intensity, the conversation just veers into this deeply invasive territory. I mean, come on, these are not normal first date questions. They're basically psychological probes, designed to just stomp all over boundaries and pull out really intimate information. And this is the turning point, the big oh no moment. She realizes this isn't some art project about connection in general. No, it's an obsessive, detailed analysis of her. Her own words, ripped straight from her profile, are literally deconstructed and put on display on his creepy wall. Okay, Section 3, a swift escape. This is all about trusting that gut instinct. You have to notice the manipulation here. Even as she's trying to leave, he doesn't physically stop her. Instead, he uses these chilling words to try and keep a psychological hold on her, trying to make the whole thing feel inescapable long after she's gone. It's a total power move. This story is wow. It's a powerful warning. So now let's pivot from the scary stuff and break down the practical, actionable steps you can use to build your very own dating safety playbook. Think of these 5 steps as your absolute non-negotiables. They're simple, they are super effective, and they create these crucial layers of protection. From meeting at a busy coffee shop to just texting a friend where you're going, these small actions can stop a bad situation from turning into a truly dangerous one. Getting out of there safely is step 1. But step 2 is all about protecting yourself and the community. You have to unmatch, block, and most importantly, report the user to the app. This helps their safety teams investigate and hopefully remove people who are a threat to others. All right, on to Section 4, common dating pitfalls. It's just as important to know what not to do when you feel unsafe. And here's the difference in black and white. The common pitfall, what so many of us do, is to ignore our gut feeling because we don't want to be rude, right? But the empowered response is to always, always prioritize your safety above someone else's feelings. You are never, ever obligated to stay in a situation that makes you feel uncomfortable or unsafe, period. So, after walking through this pretty intense story and the practical safety playbook, what is the single most important lesson that we should all be taking away from this? Because that's really what it all boils down to, isn't it? The core message here is that trusting your intuition is not rude. It's a form of radical self-preservation. When your internal alarm bells are ringing, listening to them is the one choice that truly, truly matters. Well, we hope you enjoyed another one of our episodes, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. See you next time.